Why the immigration system is broken and why that is sin. Sin is not just individual wrongdoing. The Bible repeatedly condemns systems that produce injustice. Isaiah 10:1 says, "Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees," which leads me to my first point. Paperwork overload. The U.S. immigration system requires immigrants to submit repetitive forms containing identical information across multiple applications. One mistake can restart the entire process. This is not simply bureaucratic inconvenience. It creates legal barriers that disproportionately harm poor applicants. Proverbs 11:1 says, "The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weights find favor with him." When paperwork complexity blocks lawful entry, the system becomes a dishonest scale. And because of this massive overload, it will eventually create processing delays. On average, immigrants who became citizens in 2024 held green cards for 7.5 years, but delays may vary. For example, Mexican immigrants, nearly 11 years, Chinese immigrants, about 8 years, Indian immigrant, about 6 years. Backlogs exist because family visas are capped at 226,000 yearly, employment visas capped at 140,000 yearly. No country can receive more than 7% of total visas. That means Birthplace determines wait time. James 2 warns against favoritism, and per country caps create legal favoritism. Personal finances and labor incentives. Temporary visa structures often favor industries needing low-cost labor. Highly skilled immigrants can also face decades-long waits due to quotas. This creates a paradox. America benefits economically from immigrant labor while restricting long-term stability for immigrant workers. Ecclesiastes 4:1 says, "I saw all the oppression that was taking place under the sun. The oppressed had no comforter." Now here's something many Americans do not realize, and that is the USCIS being self-funded. The agency responsible for legal immigration processing is mostly funded by immigrants themselves. Congress passed laws including language in the Immigration and Nationality Act that let DHS and USCIS recover the full cost of processing immigration and naturalization services through filing fees. Approximately 96% funded through application fees, about 4% funded by Congress. So therefore, USCIS must charge enough money to cover background checks, interviews, adjudication, biometrics, IT systems, staff salaries, new offices, etc. And it doesn't automatically get more money from the federal budget the way most agencies do. This means when applications increase, delays increase, and each application is $700 on average. Staffing remains limited. Legal pathways slow down. Then enforcement agencies receive the majority of government funding. Telling immigrants to do it legally while underfunding legal processing is a structural contradiction. Because the legal process costs money, takes years, often more than a decade, for many categories, and the agency that processes it only gets money when people file forms. That financial structure creates bottlenecks, delays, and procedural overhead, not because applicants want it hard, but because the system is designed to operate this way. Habakkuk 1:4 says, "So the law is paralyzed and justice never goes forth." Lastly, there is a system called per country caps which favor some places over others. No country can receive more than about 25,600 preference visas yearly. Countries with low demand process quickly. Countries with high demand experience decades-long queues. Two equally qualified immigrants can experience wildly different outcomes solely due to birthplace. That violates the biblical principle that justice must be impartial. Leviticus 19:15 says, "Do not pervert justice. Don't show favoritism to either the poor or the great. Judge your neighbor fairly."